The February launch is all about baguettes. We've changed everything about them. The way we cook them, the way we cool them, the way we cut them, and we've got some exciting new flavours. We've also got a fluffier, crispier, traditional French baguette made with a superior quality flour and a longer, slower prove. The way we cook our baguettes in stores is more important now than ever. So here's a guide to make sure we have the best, most consistently baked baguettes on the high street. An underbaked baguette looks a bit like this. It's pale, it's unevenly baked, it's soggy, it bends really easily, and it will no doubt be a little bit raw in the middle. We really want to avoid this. An overbaked baguette is really dark in colour. It breaks easily, it's tough and crunchy, and will be very unpleasant to eat. A perfectly baked baguette will have an even golden colour. The slashes on the top of the baguette will be paler in comparison. The crust should be crispy and it will crackle when pressed. They must be firm to the touch and never soggy. Baguettes that are underbaked should be left in the oven for a little bit longer, and if they're overbaked, they must be discarded. Upon receipt of your baguettes, they will have a 2-day shelf life. You should mark the expiry date on the outside of the box using a marker pen. The new baguettes are now longer, twice as long in fact, and you can fit 5 baguettes on one oven rack. Lay them on the rack so that they all face upwards and are evenly spaced so that you get a good, even bake. If you're lucky enough to have a digital oven, your oven racks should be removable. Load the racks underneath the oven. Otherwise, if you have an older manual oven, gently slide the baguettes onto the oven racks. It's a two-handed job, otherwise the baguettes might break in half. Check the how-to card for baking guidelines, as we have changed the temperature and the cooking time. Once the timer goes off, never assume that your baguettes have been baked to perfection. Remove only the baguettes that are perfectly baked. You may need to keep some of them in for a little bit longer. If your racks are removable, pull the racks out and leave them underneath the oven. The baguettes need time to cool down before you move them. Don't forget to cover them in greaseproof paper. It takes 11 minutes for baguettes to cool down completely. If your oven racks are not removable, move them to a sanitised prep bench and lay them out. Don't double stack them. Once laid out, cover them in greaseproof paper for 11 minutes until they are cooled completely. Never put hot baguettes into a plastic container. They will sweat, go soggy, and will likely bend if you do this. Once the baguettes have cooled down completely, and just before production starts, you can start cutting the baguettes. You will need a sanitised yellow chopping board, a black serrated knife, and the how to cut card. On the reverse of the how to card, you will find a ruler. This is the length that you should cut the baguettes to. Line your first baguette up against the ruler and cut it to size. This baguette now becomes your ruler for the remaining baguettes. Turn the other half of the baguette round so that they are both facing the same way and cut it to size. Then cut down the middle of each baguette, making sure that each cut is on the same side. Repeat for the rest of the baguettes. Your baguettes neatly on the prep bench in a way that saves space.